how SSL was able to cram so much good stuff into this little mixer is beyond me. But I love it for everything it can do, and to me it's a cornerstone of my setup. So let's quickly go through how I use it on my 4th year now. On channel 1 and 2, we have those mic inputs, and I use them when I record my vocals for my music mostly, or any guitarist or whatever that comes along. I almost always use these 2 super analog inputs. Everything else on the SSL SiX here is patched through my patch bay. Every input and output comes up on my patch bay, except for those 2 mic inputs, which I just hook up when I need them. Each channel has insert points, and I use those to insert compressors mostly when I record vocals or guitars. And you have 2 effect sends, and you have EQ and channel compression. I almost never use the inbuilt EQ here or the channel compressors, but occasionally I use them, but mostly not. So these 2 are my go-to preamps these days. Very transparent and lots of headroom. They sound great, quiet, everything I want from a neutral preamp. Then we have 2 stereo inputs. Again, everything is coming up on my patch bay from the inputs and outputs. So I use these for mostly for synths coming in from my Yamaha DM3 or whatever. So that was my Prophet X coming in on channel 3 and 4, and I can do the same on channel 5 and 6. And in addition to that, I have 2 external stereo inputs up here, which I use as effects returns. So when I patch in external effects like this PCM 70 here, and to send to those external effects, I use the stereo effect sends on the SiX here. 2 stereo sends for each channel, auxiliaries. So that's that, and then we come to the monitoring section, and this is where this really shines in my opinion. So I have a volume knob, of course, and I can listen to my main monitors, the M-Audio BX5s. But by pressing this button here, I can send my monitoring out to an alternative set of speakers. In my case, I only have one, this old Logitech desktop speaker, which I use to listen to mixes in mono by pressing this button here. If things sounds good on this little desktop speaker made of plastic, it'll sound good everywhere. This is my Auratone in some way, or my Yamaha NS10. I know that if it sounds good on this, if I can hear the bass on this, it'll sound good on a mobile phone. I can dim the monitoring, of course, just like on any big console of old. By turning this knob here, I can set the level of how much the monitoring volume will be dampened. And I can also cut, of course, everything from my monitoring by pressing this button here. And then we come to my most treasured feature of the SiX, the Bus B. So let me put a stereo signal in here on channel 5 and 6. Here it is. And now I hear this in my monitors. I also send this to my stereo recorder, recording this video, the audio from this video. These are my main mix outputs, stereo outputs of the SiX at the back here. But if I press this button here, now the audio is muted from my monitors, and it's now being sent out a different set of outputs at the back of the SiX, again coming up on my patch bay. And the output of this Bus B is routed to my audio interface. So if I want to record what's coming in on a channel into my audio interface, into my DAW, I press this button here. I can also listen in the monitors what's going out on Bus B by pressing this button here. Now I can hear it in my monitors as well. And by using this knob here, I can set the level of send, the audio signal strength, out to my audio interface, higher or lower in volume. So you can of course route multiple inputs on your SiX out to the bus B if you want to. This makes this mixer very, very flexible, and one of the main reasons I really love it, it has so many features built into this small footprint here. So the bus B is truly, truly excellent. You have, of course, the main channel fader here, the master out. And again, we have those external inputs, which I use for effects returns. You can patch those into the main channel if you want to. And you can also monitor them higher in volume or lower in volume if you want to by using these knobs here. And you also have an insert point on the main bus here. Again, showing up on my patch bay, of course. I can patch in bus compressors, etc. if I want to. And I often want to do that in a mix down situation if I mix down through the SSL SiX, which I do occasionally. I've shown that in several videos before. As many of you know, the SiX also comes with a slimmed-down version of their G-bus compressor. It lacks a little bit in terms of adjustments. I'd like to have the ratio knob and attack and release knobs, etc. So I'm not using that too much. So this is basically how I use my SSL SiX these days. A great monitoring section, monitoring mothership. I really like that, and it's lots of things here and there that really makes my workflow go fast and efficient, and it never holds back on my creativity, and everything sounds so good. So I've had this for 4 years now, and I use it every day for almost everything, and I can't see myself letting this go anytime soon. So that's how I use my SiX. As always, I'm Espen Kraft. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Cheers.